tits, you dumb bitch.
Theater Investigative Team Show.
Call in the tits. Woo! Do you need a movie reviewed? Call in the tits.
Okay. Hey, Greg.
Hey, Rob.
Why did the chicken cross the road?
Why did the chicken fuck your mother? What was that?
Why did the chicken cross the road?
Why did the chicken cross the road? The age-old question.
To get to the ass fuck's house.
Ass fucks.
Knock, knock, Greg.
That's a good knock-knocker.
Knock, knock, Greg.
Knock, knock. Who's there?
Bagok.
Bagak, too.
This is how you remind me for being a douche, oh douche. I think you're a Nickelback loving douchebag. That's what I think you are.
Okay. Let's do a back and forth one at a time.
What do I say?
Whatever you want.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Sounds good.
Perfect.
Do you like Coldplay?
No.
Me either. I think
One or two tracks.
yeah, they
You
ripped
know?
off
I like The Scientist.
The Scientist?
Yeah.
What's that?
Oh.
They do a riff of a
They
Kraftwerk.
did a video that was clever where he's walking backwards.
Right.
And by the time you get to the end of the video, you see he's walking back into the scene of a car accident, and his girlfriend is there dead.
Right.
And it goes back to them flying out of the car, and they're now driving on the road, and he's still singing the song. His mouth is singing the song forwards, but everything is in reverse. It's real clever the way they did it.
Yeah.
And they're laughing and having a good time, and it's like really, it's like wow, it's really weird. So the whole video, it's like, oh, this is clever. Everything's backwards. He's walking backwards.
Right.
But if you see his face and his mouth, he's singing the song.
Right.
You know, in time with the beat of the song and everything. But everything else is going in reverse. It's very clever.
So basically, it's a good video.
Yeah.
And a decent song.
Yeah.
But otherwise, it's
So this is a good intro into film.
Yeah.
Well, we're talking about the film and the video. So
We're not going to use this. This is ass. All right, let's shut this off and hit the playback. We'll leave it like in a half hour.
Yeah.
Is my levels good? Levels?
We're just I didn't change anything. We're gonna leave everything the way it is for now
till next douchey time.
I'm leaving the levels just the way they are because this is a good baseline.
Well, what's good is later during the week, you'll replay all this shit, and I'm
gonna tweak
shit
it. It's gonna sound great.
You know, you'll wake up one morning and then you're like, oh, you'll have an epiphany for something else, or
Yeah, I'm gonna tweak it. It's gonna sound real good.
tweaking and tweaks.
I'm gonna be tweaking and peeking.
But when are we gonna go see Nickelback? That's what I want to go see. You promised, man. We said, God damn, I love Nickelback. This is how you remind me for being a douche.
You got to back off the mic when you get that loud because you're
Oh.
clipping.
I'm popping.
You're clipping.
Clipping. What
You're
does
not
that mean?
popping because you got a pop filter.
It edits
It means you're
like skipping.
exceeding the level of input.
Okay, like
So
this
the
is,
louder
this
you
is too
are-
loud. This is too loud.
If you're gonna start going ape shit,
Right.
you pull the mic back.
Okay. This is how you remind me for being a douche. Does that work? Is that better?
Much better
Okay. Yeah.
because those
I'm
levels.
new at this, so I have
It's
to.
always better to bring levels
Right.
up
I kind of
than
like
to
this.
have to bring them down because once you've clipped, there's already
Right.
unwanted distortion.
Right.
So when you're close and you're talking at this volume, mic right up on your face is okay.
Yeah.
But if you start talking loud and you go fucking motherfucker,
Yeah.
you shut the fuck up.
Like,
You pull it away.
douchebag.
Yeah.
That far away. Okay, that works. This is how you remind me for being a douche.
Hey, Escape from New York. I just gave that back to you.
Yeah.
When was the last time you watched that?
I haven't watched that in a long time. A lot of people have been talking about this movie recently
Well,
on.
I was gonna say a lot of people talk about it. The movie came out in the 80s. What year was that? 80.
Well, I'm talking like
85,
the
86.
the Instagram world. People are always making references.
Oh, people
follow
are back
all these-
on it. Why? Because Kurt Russell made an appearance in the Marvel, whatever that is.
No. Just there's people
Guardians.
I follow on Insta-ass.
That was Kurt Russell was in that movie,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
I follow people on Insta-ass that are big film geeks. and
Insta
love-
ass, is that like Tinder?
Yeah.
Grinder? Don't
Grindr. Is it Grinder for gay people?
lie. I don't know. I saw it on your phone.
Well, you brought it up.
It was on your phone.
It
You
was.
said,
on my
"Hey, look
phone?
at this," and I saw. Yeah, I saw
Don't
the
tell
ad.
anyone.
All right.
This is how you remind me what I'm thinking of. Was the levels
You
too
were
loud there?
you were Nickelback whore. That's your
I was a Nickelback gay
Nickelback
whore.
whore 99.
Nickelback
Nickelback whore
gay
69. Nickelback whore 69.
Nickelback.
So yeah, I watched that again. I actually watched it twice
Yeah.
in the recent weeks since I borrowed that from you. I watched the DVD and then I saw it was on either Netflix or Hulu or something in HD. So I watched it again in a higher quality.
Right.
And there wasn't that much of a difference between the two
No,
of
yeah.
them. Because it was
I don't
filmed
want a
back in
high
the
def
day.
version of that. I don't need a
Well, the high def version is good because at least it's
4K.
clean.
I don't need a
Well,
4K.
the aspect ratio never gets messed up and stuff like that. It does make a difference. Look at the TV I'm watching it on and how close I am.
Right.
There is a noticeable difference.
Yeah, I mean,
So
you can,
but I don't mind. Hey, I'll throw on a VCR tape. I'm more
yeah,
than happy to do that.
I got to say the quality on a VCR does suck.
Yeah, but there's one thing that I would like us to do if we ever get the chance is go out and make a habit of maybe garage sales or flea markets or wherever you could find
Sure.
old school VCR tapes and find like the worst possible crap that
Right.
we can find. Like a lot of those Canon films. I
Right,
was
a lot
talking about
of
with you
B movies
earlier.
from the 80s.
Yeah, just really horrible movies. Things we've never seen before but look funny or interesting or just so bad. And then without watching them, I'd like to tell the audience,
Right.
we read the synopsis, we talk about the poster, maybe laugh about it, and try to guess what
Right.
the movie might be. All different kinds of ways we can guess about, how shitty
Right.
the movie might be or how great it might be based on it. And then if we, start to develop an audience, we could say, okay, we have these 4 movies. We read the synopsis, we joke around about it a little
Right.
bit, and then let the audience choose which movie we watch that week.
Oh yeah.
So then whatever video gets the most votes,
Right.
we'll watch that video that week, and then in the next podcast, we'll talk about that
Right.
movie in depth.
It's
and
like
how
like a
much-
poor man's version.
How much
of,
our audience tortures us,
Right.
making us watch these films.
It's like a poor man's version of Mystery Theater 3000.
Kind of, but not watching it like.
No,
I'm not
but,
saying watch it on film and
right, but
record us while
no,
we're
no.
watching it.
The aspect of watching like bad B movies.
Right, we'll watch
That
the
as-
movie together.
That's what I'm talking
right,
about.
and then
I'm
we'll
not
talk
talking
about
about like
afterwards, like
being
this.
in the scene and commenting on.
Yeah, if we were doing video, then it would be kind of cool to have
Yeah.
like the camera behind the television looking at us,
Right.
our reactions to it, and then we can edit out, stuff like that. But
Yeah.
other people do that. Red Letter Media does that. They have a show called Best of the Worst,
Right.
where they pick the films. They pick 3 films and they watch all 3 films.
Right.
and they decide afterwards which is the best of the worst. But while they do it, they film themselves watching the film.
Right.
So they'll take little clips that are, I guess, funny or pertinent to their storytelling or whatever.
Right.
And they show those clips, and it's a really well done show. But we're not on video right now, so it wouldn't be feasible for us. And then plus we wouldn't be able to show the clip, so it doesn't pay.
That's the beauty of just doing
I don't want to rip them off either, but I do like the idea of watching B horror films, or not just horror films, but I grew up on B horror films. By the way,
we all did.
My mom, we got a VCR like right away when those things came out. My dad was a big technology junkie. I guess that's where I get it from. But my mom loved B horror films, so
you know what we should have.
I liked B sci-fi films. So
we should have bought another mic stand. That would have been.
What, a cheap one like this? When we're only going to get the.
I got to put my mic down a minute. Ones. Can I put my mic down a minute?
You can put your mic down. I'll keep talking.
Okay, you keep talking. I just have to do something.
Yeah, I'm going to describe everything that Greg's done. He's put the mic down. He's grabbing what seems to be a long cylindrical object. He's turned a button on the base. It looks like it's starting to buzz. It's making a very strange. Sounds like a blender or electrical hum. Oh, don't do that. Don't. Oh, he just dropped his pants and stuck it up his ass. Oh my God, that's just. I didn't need to see that.
I love Nickelback.
Wow, he's got a dildo named Nickelback. Nickel.
Is how you remind me.
Nickelback douchebag. Yeah, so we started by discussing Escape from New York, and we didn't fucking get much further. But yeah, I love it because it's intentionally cheesy. His character's intentionally cheesy. He's in on the joke. Everyone's in on the joke that's made this film. It's great. I mean, what could you say about it? It's slow paced for a modern audience. I don't know if a modern audience could really sit through it and get it. But I didn't mind films taking their time. They did take their time back in the day. The limitations, like everything today, honestly, it's all fucking computer generated.
Quick edits. It's quick edits.
Yeah, and there's all
That's
this.
what it
just is. It's let it breathe.
A lot. This generation is so used to the quick edits, the MTV quick edits.
It's killing me. And it's even worse with movie trailers.
Right.
Every single movie trailer is the same. Doesn't matter what the movie is. They all have the same, dun 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 stupid music. Yeah, and the guy with the big deep voice. In a world where things are upside down.
In a world.
It's fucking ridiculous.
Have you seen that
man.
movie?
Which one?
It's called In a World.
What is it about? Movie trailers?
It's about people doing trailers with voiceover, stuff like that. It's great. I'll let you borrow. It's funny. It's a funny film.
I'll check it out.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're horrible. Trailers are hard. Trailers these days make me want to watch a movie that I might otherwise enjoy. So, I try to avoid trailers. I mean, some trailers get it right. Actually, I thought
in a douchebag Nickelback world.
The last two, Star Wars Force Awakens, great trailers. Some larger trailers better than the movie. I like the movies for many reasons.
Speaking about going off this...
Rogue One, great trailers.
Speaking about going off on another
tangent. All these Marvel movies, the same shit, man.
Yeah, I like...
It makes me not want to watch the films.
That's the whole thing. It's this era right now of Marvel... Well, not just Marvel, just comic book movies are so huge right now. And all the studios...
There's only like 3 good ones.
All the studios are riding the wave with it because...
They're like, what do we got? Let's pull it out of the bag.
Well,
and you see this
well, you know what?
Bullshit mummy movie with Tom Cruise.
Yeah, well,
they're dusting that off, and honestly, it's the first and the last in this series of films because that shit just fucking tanked.
Yeah,
I don't care how it did in fucking China.
Why are they still making?
We're not even going to hear about the next one.
Why are they still making fucking Hulk movies? Jesus Christ! How many Hulk movies are you going to make?
I don't know.
I mean, I like the Edward. I like the Edward Norton one. I like the one that the.
I wasn't too keen on Edward Norton, but that's okay.
He's a great actor.
I don't think it's terrible. I thought the movie.
Right.
He's better than the movie.
Yeah. Well, he's
It's like John Lithgow was in Raising Cain.
right.
Awful movie, awful, but he was excellent.
Yeah, well, he's always good.
You know,
I mean, he's a legend.
Paul Giamatti in
Another great actor.
Um,
He's another great
the, what was it,
American
The Lady
actor.
in the Water.
Yeah.
Whatever that stupid Shyamalan
That was
movie.
Ron Howard. Oh, was that?
No, it was Shyamalan. The
Shyamalan,
Lady in
yeah,
the
yeah.
Water.
Yeah, yeah.
That movie was one of the. That's one of the worst. Don't even bother watching that movie, unless you're a Paul Giamatti fan
Yeah.
and you want to see Paul Giamatti because he was great in it. He was
Yeah.
excellent. He's excellent in everything he does. But
Yeah, he. I was just talking about him the other night with a friend of mine. He is like quintessential, one of the greatest
American Splendors on the top, my top 10.
He is just one of the great American actors.
He's
and I'm
fantastic.
not one to kiss Hollywood ass.
No.
But
Did you
he
see American
is,
Hustle? He
Yeah.
wasn't. He had a bit part in it.
Yeah,
I mean, he was a solid. He was a
Yeah.
character that was part of the movie, part of the plot,
Yeah.
but he wasn't a big part of it.
Right.
And it was great. He's just they
Did you see John Adams?
pissed on him. Oh yeah, I have that. I watched
Yeah,
that.
I have.
I watched that over and over when I first got it.
Fucking amazing in it.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Well, you know me. I like that part of history.
Yeah, me too.
You know?
But he's a great. He's a real
The whole
fucking
opening,
actor.
s-
A
the whole
real
opening
actor.
s- The whole opening sequence of that is excellent. with
He's a real actor.
yeah, when they're all shooting,
Yeah.
shouting fire, fire, so they're trying to go at like
Yeah.
they're putting out a fire, but
Oh, yeah,
really
yeah.
it was them edging.
He
them
was
onto the
made to be
fire.
an
It was
actor.
Fantastic.
He was made to be an
Yeah,
actor.
he's great. He's great.
Yeah. But
And he's great at everything. But honestly, I love him best when he's a schlub.
Schlubbies.
Yeah, I like him being a schlubby dude, man. you
Yeah.
know?
American Splendor. He's
I don't
great.
know. I
in-
relate. I'm a little schlubby.
Schlubbies.
You know,
You're not schlubby.
we're schlubby. We both are. We're schlubby guys. I like to sit around in an apartment, fucking,
Yeah, but I get out. I'm not like
watch a little porn, masturbate, watch some sci-fi, take a nap, eat
smoke
some
some
pasta,
marijuana.
smoke a little pot, masturbate, fucking rinse, repeat. We're schlubs.
I get out. I don't know about you, but I get out.
I get out. I'm always
No, I'm
busy.
get out. Oh, we
but
get out.
you know what I'm talking about.
I
Like
don't think we're schlubby.
when I say schlub, I mean
Yeah.
just a regular fucking Joe. He's not. He's not your Hollywood.
I wouldn't call myself
bright white teeth and fucking
Oh,
prim and proper.
Yeah. He's not a
He could throw on
he's
a
not
blue,
he's not the typical leading
blue
man.
collar and beat up shoes.
He's not the typical leading man.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah,
But
of
he's the
course.
best actor on the screen in anything.
Well, it
he's
doesn't
doing.
matter anymore because they're realizing people are just good actors and they don't care. That's why I love watching Star Trek.
Yep. And
You
I'm
have all these
saying
great
it again.
actors in costumes
Sure.
because they're not a leading man or leading woman material. They're not going to get a role. But when they're on Star Trek in costume, they're fucking genius actors.
Sure.
I don't know. I'd have to look up all the casting directors who do all Star Trek Next Generation, Deep Space Nine, and Voyager.
Favorite captain.
Yeah.
What favorite captain?
Favorite captain? I like them all.
It doesn't have to be that. I
Yeah.
mean, who do you think's the most? Who would you if you were going on a 7-year voyage? Who would you be most comfortable with as captain?
All of them. I would
have to pick one.
I would murder everybody who was against the Federation. They would love me. I like Jean-Luc. I like fucking
I know, but the Federation
Captain Picard.
Federation isn't always on the right side. They don't always make the right decisions.
No,
either.
but
Picard,
any of the,
Janeway, Kirk, they've all proven
any
that,
of those captains.
sometimes the right
I mean-
decision isn't what the Federation's orders are.
When I was watching,
But if you had to pick one, just for expediency,
I don't know.
just pick one.
It's either Kirk
Who would you
Kirk or
want
Picard.
as your captain?
I'd take Kirk and Picard.
Kirk or Picard?
Yeah, you could flip a coin. I don't give a shit either one.
And I'm not trying to be contrarian, but I definitely go Janeway because I think
I'd
she
fight
has.
for her too.
She's a good balance. Of,
I'm watching Voyager right
she
now.
has the empathy
Yeah.
and the personality. To develop morality within her team and have a closer relationships that you get out of a Picard. But she's brash and bold and will take risks like a Kirk. And she's not afraid to think on her feet. And it just seems like a person that I think if I was to sit down alone in a room having a Romulan ale and petting a tribble and just chilling out. with
Romulan
Kirk,
ale is illegal.
It would be. It doesn't matter.
It's illegal.
It doesn't matter.
I'm gonna call Trump.
It doesn't matter. It's the
It's
captain.
illegal. I'm gonna call Trump.
Who's gonna arrest the captain?
I'm gonna call Trump. He's head of Starfleet.
Fuck that, man. I'm joining
Starfleet
That's it.
operations.
I'm with the Romulans now.
I'm with the Rob. No, you got to go with the Maquis.
Ah.
The Maquis.
Fuck
they,
that.
They
the
were
Borg.
they were the outlaws.
The Borg. They have the best technology. The albums I would record on a Borg ship would be great.
Yeah, the
Because
Borg. Well,
I'd
the
be
Borg
connected
adapts
to,
everybody.
I'd be connected to a hive mind. I could
Right.
create this insane orchestra.
What about Escape from New York?
Escape from New York. Wait, I had a point with the Star Trek before we move on to that.
Captains.
Yes, if you. Oh yeah, I'm picking a crew. This is so
Okay.
Captain. You're going with either Kirk or
So
Picard.
we're not talking about Escape
So
from New York.
I want to get back to that, but I want you to. I want to
Tangents.
I want to pick a crew. I want to pick a Star Trek. I want us both to pick a Star Trek crew.
Could Tony Love Skippies
So-
be part of the
Well, you know what? We could always record this again with him. Oh, what is that? We got an alert. Is that on my phone? You hear that, everyone?
Oh my God.
What do we got? A tornado alert?
The aliens are coming.
Oh shit!
The aliens are coming.
Fuck! Nickelback
Better call
released another album.
Better call the Nickelback Army.
Oh my God! They're making a Batman vs Superman 2.
Batman versus
Alert! Oh shit!
But
Get ready
you want
for
to
the
go back to
fucking
the
apocalypse.
captains?
Well, yeah, I wanted where I was going with that. I wanted you to pick a captain. So now you're gonna basically pick a crew. You could be anything. You just be ensign fucking, shitmouth.
Ensign.
And it doesn't
Can
matter.
I be ensign douchebag?
You could be ensign douchebag.
I got the lowest grades in the academy,
I'll be ensign spunk mouth.
and I
I'll
fucked
be
a
the
couple.
fucking.
The old mature
I'll be
woman
ensign from the block.
professors, all the instructors. I banged a couple of the old women.
All right,
to
I
pass.
got my captain. My captain's Janeway. I picked Janeway.
All right.
I think she's the most competent of the captains.
I'm always gonna love Kirk.
And I think I would have a better relationship with her on a personal level. She'd be easier to deal with on a personal level. But that's just me. Everyone's got their preferences. So moving on from captain.
Okay.
Let's go to
Escape from New
medical
York?
officer.
Oh, right. We're discussing crew.
Yeah, medical officer.
Oh, I'd have to go with the one from well, medical. I like what's her name from
Chapel.
No, not Chapel.
She's not really medical. Well, she's medical, but she's not
not
medical
Chapel. No,
officer.
I like looking at Wesley's mother.
Okay, so you're looking for eye candy.
Oh, what's her name?
I'm
again?
going for Bones because I want to have a whiskey with someone who's
Bones!
confident and also who's not afraid.
You can have a whiskey with
who's
what's her
not
name?
afraid
What's her
to
name?
question.
I can't think of her name right now.
He's not afraid to question his orders if he doesn't believe they're the correct thing to do.
What's the
And I
woman?
actually value that more than
What's the
obedience.
woman on
Who needs obedience? I need people to be creative and think
Next
on their feet
Generation?
and
Who's the
question
woman? I
authority.
can't think of her name right now.
Which one?
The medical doctor on Next Generation.
You talk about the hologram.
No. That's Voyager.
I don't know, man. I'm not as big on Trek as I am Star Wars.
What? You're a big Trekkie.
I like Trek, but I'm not a Trekkie. But I do like Trek.
No, you do.
I've watched a whole lot of
I can't
Trek.
think of her name right now.
But I've watched a lot of stuff out of order. I'm one of those people that one day I always tell myself I'm going to sit down and I'm just going to I'm going to run through Next Generation or
Wait a minute.
Of all the Star Treks I've watched the original series.
We talk about Star Trek.
I've watched
all the
of the
time.
original
What the fuck
series
you
way
talking
too many
about?
times, and I've watched Voyager,
No.
and I've watched the other shows out of order. You know what I'm saying? Like Next Generation, I remember
Dr.
watching a bit.
Crusher.
Yes, Crusher. Thank you.
Yeah, she's hot.
Yeah,
I'd have
Crusher.
to have her.
All right, so you're going eye candy. All right, I guess engineer. Who's going to run your engines?
I like B'Elanna from Voyager because she doesn't fuck around and she
Right.
gets the ship back in order and she'll improvise.
Yeah,
Like a motherfucker.
between her and I guess Scotty, I got to go back to the original cast.
Right.
I'm going to go back to the original cast for a lot of stuff except for my captain.
Right.
Kirk.
Yeah.
He could get us all killed.
Yeah.
I think Janeway's my
He's too
best bet.
rogue.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I would I'm Picard then. A Picard and then Crusher. The reason too Trek for me is because I was around when it came out in 1987.
Right.
And I was like, I love the old reruns, but now this is new Trek, so it's got to be awesome. And I remember buying the TV Guide just because they were on the cover of it.
Right.
So I was like, this is dope, I can't wait. And, you know, I just fell in love with it immediately.
Yeah, and you know what? Yeah, totally. But moving on to our next position, I'm not even going to ask the question.
Hey,
I'm just
what are you
gonna say
talking about in
mine,
Trek?
Spock.
You buy a fucking virtual reality game and you play it with Balone,
You know
who's
what?
the
We only
biggest
played it
fucking
once.
Trekkie I know.
We only played it once. I haven't had the time, or our schedules conflict, or I've been so busy at work these days. It's crazy. And then I've
Right.
also been working on finishing this album, and now getting this stuff set up for us to start doing this.
Right.
And plus, me and Izzy are planning out for the gaming podcast. So at least we'll be getting some use out of all this equipment.
Yeah.
Like I wasn't getting use out of it before. I mean,
Right.
I got a lot of work done this year, music wise. A lot of work. But anyway, all right. We did the Trek crew.
We're done.
Yeah, I'm done with Trek crew.
All right.
What's next? I mean,
I don't know.
who's gonna clean the shitter?
I thought we were going to talk about Escape from New York.
Escape from New York. Carpenter soundtrack. Love it.
Carpenter, I think for the last 2 years, he's been going around doing tours, and he plays his theme music.
Sure.
And
Jams on it.
Yeah. He improvises and does
Sure.
other shit, but it's like big now. It's like I've been looking for the next time he goes on tour. I'd love to go.
I think it's great. Like I was telling you earlier, I loved always listening to the old synthy stuff from the 80s. And,
I will love any
and some of the stuff
synth.
from the 70s
Right.
even, but
Yeah.
mostly the 80s. And really, it's like the last 2-3 years I discovered modern synthwave.
Yeah.
That I just became just infected with it and just had to start doing it myself. And
I always loved that shit as a kid,
and it's
I love it
weird,
now.
and I play it for people that are familiar with my musical past.
Right.
And what did I play? I played blues, jazz, rock, heavy rock, hard
Right.
rock,
Right.
mostly rock, mostly guitar. I mean, that's kind of my thing. I did guitar
Right.
and drums and stuff like that. Bass, I played bass in Plum
Right.
Village. But excuse me.
Any synthesizer.
But yeah, I mean,
sound I've always liked.
who knew I could play keys? I didn't know. I had to get it. I became infatuated with the sound, and I had to do it. But yeah, all our audience will figure that out. I'll showcase little things. We'll do little intros, and
Oh yeah.
maybe at the end of episodes, maybe I'll just pimp out tracks and say, "Hey guys, you want to download this? Click
Right.
the link below, or find out where you
Right.
can purchase these songs." I'll give some stuff away. I have more tracks than are going to go on an album, and
Right.
what am I going to release an album every 6 months?
Right.
Every time I sit down to mix, I wind up putting something else down. So I mean, as long as I keep going like that without hitting any kind of writer's block, which writer's block for me, especially music, it was like a day-to-day thing. It wasn't like,
Right.
I haven't written anything for months.
Right.
Like some writers are like, I can't finish this story. With music, for me, it's like I sit down and either I write something,
Right.
and I mean something, something not big, but I write a song, or I'm just not on my game that particular day.
Right.
So I could turn it on every day, and 4 out of 6 days, boom, there's something there.
Right.
So I hope that stays. I hope I don't reach any stage of writer's block. Also with this too, like I don't see this being, especially with me and Izzy, it might be a little tougher because we're going to be much more formatted. We're going to have a list of topics that we're going to hit, and it's going to be much more friendlier. Less curse words and stuff like that.
Right.
Like, with you and me, with what we're doing here, I'm not really going to have any filters on. I'm not looking to offend anyone, but some of the things I say are offensive.
Well, I was saying that before. We need the
But I
structured
don't mean
format.
any harm.
Right.
It's all in humor.
Oh, everybody knows. Everybody swears. And
Well,
says,
not everybody knows who we are. People who
Yeah,
listen
but
to this, they've
everybody
never
says
met us a day in
off-color
their life.
things and
Yeah, but I just don't
dark
want people
humor
getting the
and,
wrong impression on things.
blue humor. As in guess.
Well, I'm not going to be shouting any racist shit out or anything.
No,
like
no,
that.
I'm
That's
talking
not
about
me.
just
That's
like
not my style.
just
Those
of
thoughts
course,
usually
of
don't
course
even
not.
fucking come in my brain.
No. This is But everybody talks candidly a lot on these podcasts, so I don't worry about that.
yeah.
You know, we're supposed to be structured. What are you talking about? That's what I kept talking about in the car. We need to structure this.
Yeah.
Well, that's why. That's
But
why.
you know, this is what we
the
do.
show that we're gonna do.
Something sparks something in one of our brains,
Right,
and
but
we wind
the
up talking about building a bridge crew.
The show we're gonna do for the first show
Yeah.
is going to be. We already discussed.
I think
what
the
it is.
Alien franchise is a good start.
Yeah, no, we're gonna
because
do
we're
that.
both well versed in it.
But we need to
We've
watch.
watched the new movie
you gotta
recently.
yeah,
we went, Covenant and
you have to
Prometheus
watch.
and Covenant are fresh in our minds.
You have to watch the movie, just the first
I've
Alien,
watched them within the last few
and
weeks.
then make bullet points. You got to make bullet
Yeah.
points, and then it'll be
I
fun.
don't know how much I really want to work off a sheet of paper.
Well,
but
I'm going.
I could
to.
keep them mental. I mean, maybe a few points down.
Well,
on paper.
what I'm going to do is I'm just going to
Or
make a
on
list.
my tablet. I say down on paper.
No,
It's gonna be on my tablet.
I'm going to write. I'm
Who
going
the
to
fuck uses pen and paper anymore?
Exactly. I'm going to watch the movie, and I'm going to make bullet points of
Right.
shots I like, dialogue,
Sure.
or this is a great scene,
Yeah.
and that way you get through the
Right.
movie quicker. 'Cause it's
the
hard to keep
things-
on point sometimes because we go off on tangents,
Yeah.
and that's a
You
lot
know
of
the
people
things
do
that are
that.
important to me in film in general is, the pacing, the tone of the film.
Yeah.
The writing, the story. Sometimes I'll forgive bad dialogue if I have good story and
Yeah.
the bad dialogue is intentional. We're all in on the joke.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I love watching a shitty movie like Elves. Did you ever see that?
Elves.
Yeah, you have a VCR. I should let you borrow that. Actually,
Yeah.
I'm gonna watch. Not just yet. Maybe like another week. Cause
Right.
80s
80s
we were
film?
talking about sitting down and watching again. Yeah, it's a great old VCR tape I have. It's Dan Haggerty is in it, and it's about this ridiculous Nazi scheme to create a master race with these
Right.
elves, and there's this incest, and it's fucking
Wow.
it's so ridiculous. Yeah,
Heavy subject matter.
Der Elfenstocken.
Heavy
Der
subject
Elfenstocken.
matter.
Yeah, so yeah,
Heavy.
and Dan Haggerty's great in every scene. Well, not every scene, but in many scenes, he's smoking constantly. He always has a cigarette.
Right. Chain
So
smoking.
there'll be a scene where he's up in the morning, and he's brushing his teeth, and he has coffee and a cigarette while he's brushing his fucking teeth.
Nice.
So like little things like that. I love little touches like that. But
Little niches.
I'm gonna let you talk for a little while I step away from the mic to do a couple things.
Oh, like I have to do all this? Do we have to do this all the time? We could just stop. I'll talk about how.
All right, you know what? That's a good idea. Let's stop this and listen back because
Yeah.
this whole thing has been a test anyway.
Yeah.
And to be honest with you, some of this is going to be edited, and I am going to release it on my YouTube page so people can watch it and give us feedback.
How are they going to watch it?
So obviously, this is not
How are
quite
they
what the
going to
show
watch it? They
is.
can only hear it.
Well,
You going to put a photo up like or something?
well, I'll do something. We'll have to come up with a logo or whatever. I'll figure something out.
All right.
Over the next couple days.
Okay.
But yeah, so for all of you that are watching this on YouTube, I'll probably edit a couple little things out and dead noise and stuff like that. But this is just a test. Microphones are completely dry. I don't know how much editing I'm really going to go do in, but I want to get the levels right and give people an idea
You
of
really want to release
who we
this?
are and how we talk. It's just going to be on my YouTube page, like not, you know what I'm saying?
Don't release it before our first show, though. Can't release it before. We got to do our first show.
You don't think so? I was
No.
thinking just to get some feedback.
No. We're good.
Yeah. All right. Let's.
Yeah, this has just been a test.
All right. Fuck it. All right, guys. You Nickelback loving whores.
You fucking Nickelback
Yeah.
loving fucking douchebags.
Theater Investigative Team Show.
Remember, tits.
We are.
Tits is important to watch. It's instrumental
I love
to your
watching tits.
film loving, film buffing.
I love watching tits. Tits is great.
Filmmaking attitudes.
Yeah. So we have an offensive name, but not really. It's just an anagram.
It's
just an anagram.
It means
Yeah.
multiple things these days.
Yeah.
That's the beauty of language.
It's beautiful. It's so I love it. I just want to put all Nickelback just never put all of it. I love it.
I think you're a Nickelback loving douchebag. That's what I think you are.
He's got a dildo.